Hi, good morning, Vieira with the Stock Market Live.tv. Today we are going to address the case of these two companies that they are melting pre-market. El Pollo Loco, company strong sell. The investment process since IPO, it is available in our website stockmarketlive.tv. Strong sell rating, $38 and a half. I never upgraded this company to buy. Unlike Wall Street, at least 20 stock analysts, they upgrade the shares to buy, and this during a crash process. I've been referring to these endless opportunities in the US stock market, but it appears that Americans, for some unknown reason, they still believe in Wall Street analysts. Therefore, it is entirely your concern or problem. If you need help, you have to ask them why your account is going down to zero. Today we have El Pollo Loco trading at single digits, and I repeat, there is no need for day trading, there is no need for short-term trading. Those are tactics sold by these scam websites in the US. The only thing that you had to do was to open a short position and to maintain that very large short position during all this time in El Pollo Loco, as well as this company that you see on the right hand side, Fossil Group. These are just two examples. We have more than 100 on the website of the company. I'm going to refer, for example, yesterday I recorded live here the case of GoPro, strong buy for Wall Street analysts, most of them, including CNBC, Jim Cramer, Bergen at $65. Well, you have pre-market GoPro at $23. You don't have $90, you don't have $100. So again, I repeat, I don't see, quite frankly, the need for day trading or short-term trading. You have more than 40 articles at stockmarketlive.tv saying that shares of GoPro, they were going to crash, to melt, including articles containing instructions how to maximize profits, maintaining short positions in GoPro and in Umbrella. With regards to the biotech sector, you have in the service, as well as on the blog, more than 50 companies in the US, bubble stocks, that they were going to crash. So, for example, you had yesterday, I recorded live here, the case of Valiant. In fact, I record live Valiant almost every single day. You have shares at $73.34. If you are a visitor to our blog, there is an article, recent one, when shares they were trading at $120, Vieira doubles the size of the short position in this company. Today you have 73.34. Where is the need for day trading or short-term trading? I don't see, quite frankly, any need for day trading or short-term trading or scalping stocks. Again, I repeat, these are tactics for the American fools, those that they have been relying on books or technical analysis. Quite frankly, the only thing that you have to do, and you have examples of it on the website of the company, live charts, is to enter a very large short position and to follow the instructions. And if you follow the instructions, by the end of 1 month, you become a millionaire, provided you follow the instructions and you had the capital to do so. So very simple, and we are not referring to all these companies. There are plenty of examples. If you wish, I can proceed with more than 100 cases in the US stock market. Pandora Media, Apple Group, Twitter, and so on. And quite frankly, for each case that you see, for example, in the case of Twitter, that they've been talking about strong buy ratings during the course of 2015, well, shares are at $26. They are not $60, they are not $70. There has not been any Google buyout, and Google buyout has been talking about for at least, I would say, probably 8 months. And every single week there is a new article saying that Twitter, it is a strong buy. The most recent, it was the case of an American, ex-Microsoft, Steve Ballmer, saying that he was an investor now in Twitter. Well, Steve Ballmer was bad news for Twitter. You had an article on the website describing it, and shares they were trading at $31, and you had the opportunity to remain short the stock or to open a short position. Today you have $26. Again, I repeat, last week I addressed the case of Twitter, and you have here, I repeat, shares at 26. They are not trading at 30 or 35 or $40, all right? So very simple. But what else do you want? I can proceed and continue with the case of Yelp, strong sell since $92, with a double short position at $50.30. Rackspace Hosting that they announced earnings and strong sell rating, the most recent one, $54. Shares they are trading around $29 or so. I mean, where, could you please tell me where is the difficulty of becoming a millionaire investor by selling short the US stock American bubble? Can you please explain to me? Because if you visit the website, the articles, all those stock picks, they are described there. So can you please explain where is the difficulty of doing this? There is no difficulty of doing this any whatsoever, unless you have been plugged on CNBC, listening to Jim Cramer and stock analysts. In that case, I would agree with you that it's very difficult to make money in the stock market. But like I've been saying in more than 100 articles, and there are more than 800 articles on the website, the only thing that you have to do is precisely the opposite of 99% of Americans, since the top 1%, they do precisely that. They do the opposite of the rest of people. And since Einstein once said human stupidity is unlimited, and since Einstein, in my opinion, he was a genius, what we have to do is to capitalize and to use this teaching, Einstein, Mark Twain, and many others, and not to rely on technical analysis or fundamental analysis or indicators of any kind that they are not necessary, they have never been necessary whatsoever. The only thing that you have to do is to listen to my comments, since I've never been wrong with regards to these matters, for at least since I've been involved in the stock market, and to follow the guidance. Quite frankly, very simple. So it's normal that today you have these companies crashing. Fossil Group, these stock pick, live streaming trading, hedge funds, and Platinum, fully booked, therefore no need to contact us to apply, because we don't have any vacancies whatsoever until the end of the year. I already addressed this, I'm not going to repeat. Moreover, I'm going to respond to some questions that investors might have, at least they might have, because they call in with those questions. Sorry. And I'm referring to one of them common. I'm not an active investor, I don't have time, I have a full-time job. I mean, quite frankly, I'm not a psychiatrist, and I don't have time, and therefore I don't have to respond to your excuses or arguments. If you don't have time, that is a concern of yours. For example, I remember a story, a person 2 weeks ago, he called in from Indonesia, when the stock market in the US, it is closed or is sleeping. Well, the fact is that, my friend, I have customers in your country, and for them, I don't know, you have to ask other people how they are doing it, but the fact is that people are doing it, so probably they, sleep the rest of the time, and during the market, while the markets are open, they are trading. And why, sorry, are they doing this? Well, probably because they make by far more in the markets that compared to your daily job. So I would say that it is a question of being or using your brain that God gave you. If you are unable to use your brain, that is entirely your concern. It is not mine. Certainly I'm not going there to pull the trigger for you. But let me continue and to give other story with regards to this company that you have here, GoPro. It is a scandal. It is a scandal, and you have the titles of the articles that you find on the blog of the company are very explicit. I mentioned the existence of fraud in the case of GoPro and Umbrella. I mentioned the existence of fraud in the case of Yelp. These stocks, they had to crash. I mentioned the existence of fraud, share price manipulation, and an exorbitant stock bubble in the case of this company. As other example, Taser International, that yesterday it was trading around $18. I repeat, there are endless opportunities in the stock market, and the question is always the same every single week. What are you doing in the markets? Are you listening to Jim Cramer? Are you listening to CNBC? That is entirely your concern. The fact is that we have customers all over the world, and we see by, or we realize by the calls that they are made here to the office, that it is precisely in the US and in Canada where people are losing the most. Why? Because they continue plugged on CNBC and on these companies and individuals, suspicious Jim Cramers. So, my friend, I don't have any other solution for you other than probably you have to think what you have been doing during your life as an investor in the markets, or if you are interested in investing in the markets. It is entirely your problem. I'm not going certainly there to change your society beliefs. If you believe on what you listen to on TV or these websites saying that the American retail investor is buying stocks because the market is about to go to new highs, there is any bull market whatsoever. I already referred to this. There are very few companies in the US stock market that they are doing well. I'm referring to Facebook, I'm referring to Amazon, I'm referring to Google. What else do you have in the US stock market? Even companies like Apple, that they have been announcing wonderful results. I repeat, Apple has been announcing for several quarters during the course of 2015 wonderful results, earnings reports, shares, they are down, they are underperforming the market. So the question remains the same. What are you doing in the markets? Why are you investing, for example, in Apple? Why did you invest during the course of 2015 maintaining a long position in a stock where it has not gone anywhere? So if Jim Cramer told you to invest, or the way to invest in Apple is to buy, to hold, I don't have any problems whatsoever. But during the entire process or the course of 2015, you had your capital tied into a position that has not gone anywhere other than to remain flat and to have a very high level of volatility, and you could have used that capital instead to sell short the US stock market bubble. And today in stocks like El Pollo Loco, you will be making a fortune selling short the US stock market bubble. Therefore, you have still plenty of time. There are endless opportunities, so it is up to you to decide whether you will continue plugged on CNBC, Jim Cramer, and all those stock analysts that they continue deceiving investors. But bear in mind what I've been saying, because there are hundreds of lessons recorded on video with regards to what your hero is doing. That your hero does not have his money where his mouth is. That is to say, you might have a Wall Street analyst upgrading shares of a company, and instead they are selling short the stock. I gave the example in Tesla Motors a few months ago, when Wall Street analysts, they were upgrading shares, raising targets to $330, when shares they were trading at 280, and that was the top. So when you see Wall Street upgrades, probably it is by far preferable that you dump on them, you sell, and then you make questions later. This is logical, but what is logical? The fact is that most, they don't do it. They do precisely the opposite. They head, for example, to the long position, or they assume in long positions, and then they complain later on. I'm going to give an example with regards to this company here that is one of the best in the world, and a company that everyone knows, is aware of, the case of Amazon. If you visit the website of the company, stockmarketlive.tv, you find an article, and if you follow me on Twitter, I addressed Amazon during the course of 2015 in several videos, several articles, and the most recent one, the trade alert or the recommendation, was very explicit. I said there is coming in a very important Wall Street upgrade, so we bought shares of Amazon. And even if you had a short position and shares they were trading around $615, even if you had a short position, I repeat, you had to cover the short position to go long the stock. And you find this completely for free on the website of the company. So yesterday, there was an announcement, or before yesterday in fact, Morgan Stanley upgraded shares to $800 in Amazon. But you knew about it. It is written on, it is available on Twitter, and moreover, there is an article on the website saying about this, and including the price target in Amazon from the analyst, $800. It is there written, $800. So we knew, the algorithm knows, we know about this well in advance. So where is the difficulty of making money in the stock market? Can you please explain? So yesterday, or before yesterday in fact, when Morgan Stanley announced this upgrade, the Americans, they were buying shares of Amazon. Well, what we did, that is normal, is that we dumped on them, because we are selling on the news. We are not buying the news, we are selling on the news. Since we already bought well before the news they were public. But if you want to know that the news they were going to be public, you had the stock tweet precisely live in real time on the Twitter channel. So where is the difficulty of making money, for example, in Amazon? Can you please explain to me? Well, there is no problem whatsoever. Unlike, for example, if you bought shares at, on before yesterday at $675 or $674, well, probably now you need the markets to go up, you need one more Wall Street upgrade, or you need short covering, whatever, but we are not dependent on those things. All right? It's completely different, the attitude of a gambler or the attitude of an investor. And meanwhile, probably some might have sold short Amazon on Morgan Stanley upgrade. Might, right? So this is simple, my friends. Don't complicate what it is simple. Keep it simple, logical, and if you need a methodology to invest in the markets, refer to our trading courses that they fully describe. For example, the trading in GoPro since IPO. I created a trading course, and I've been saying this trading course, it is a pillar of, if you consider ever to be a serious investor in the markets, you have to refer to the trading course. If you are going to invest in GoPro, Umbrella, Apple, Mobileye, Twitter, whatever, there are hundreds or thousands of companies, endless opportunities. The trading course, it is a pillar. So those like Oleg and many others that they have been doing very well, and they are making or achieving or reaching their best year in the markets, and some of them are quite recent customers, they attended the trading course. They took it seriously. So this is not about making money, it's about understanding the process. It's about the process and the game, to understand the game and the algorithms. And I understand that you need then real-time comments, follow-up comments. Those comments, they exist in the service, live streaming. It is completely normal. By the way, you have also almost a new time low in shares of this company, Freeport McMoran, Recently, you had an announcement by an active investor in the US saying that this company was a terrific investment, buying 88 million shares. I made the call here at the bottom, $7.80 live, ahead of those news in the US. Ahead of those news in the US. Shares they bounced to $14. And there is an article on the website also saying that my most bullish target will be 14 or the region 13 to $15. And when I announced at the bottom a couple of months ago in Freeport McMoran, I said at the same time on live streaming, my target, it will be on shares of this company, $13.70. So I found perfectly normal that Freeport McMoran bounced to $13 and to $14, and today they are trading at $8.85. There is no new bull market. Morgan Stanley was telling you, for example, that Freeport McMoran was turning the tide, the wave, whatever they want to call it, at $24. Well, shares, they are not at $30 or $35. There is no new bull market, my friends. You have shares of Freeport McMoran at $8.85. So those that they bought the news, the Carl Icahn news at $12, $11, $13 or whatever, and you have been trying to call a button every single week, well, you are losing money. Why? My friends, I repeat this for the past years. The investment process in commodities, in gold, in oil stocks, it has been described here for years, all right? So this stock will not ever go back to those prices where we downgrade these to bubble prices, namely these at $56, 53, $56. It was the case with Freeport McMoran. So if you don't have a vision, a long-term vision, I repeat, there is no need for day trading or short-term trading. If you have a full-time job, I think that there are billions of people with full-time jobs, but full-time job is an excuse. Like it's very difficult to make money in the markets because there is a very high level of volatility. Volatility is not an issue. Volatility is not a threat. Volatility is an opportunity. Volatility might be a threat for those individuals that they don't have any credibility whatsoever, as Bill Ackman, for example, who I already addressed in companies like Herbalife. But if you invested in Valiant following his guidance, that is entirely your problem, it is not mine. If you invested in Transocean following Carl Icahn guidance, that it was a great buying opportunity, investment opportunity, it is your problem, it is not mine. If you invested, for example, in this company that is even worse, this that you have here, it is your problem, it is not mine. You have free articles, a formula to become a millionaire. This has been available for years at stockmarketlive.tv. Very simple. So what else do you need to become an investor in the markets? Do you need a full-time job? If you are not interested in changing your attitude, if you are not interested in learning a methodology, I would say that it's going to be quite complicated for you to make ever money in the markets and continue plugged on CNBC and continue plugged on Jim Cramer. Thank